Hey everyone, welcome back to MTG Hacks. Today's video is actually going to be something that I've been really contemplating a lot on, and that's actually utility lands that actually provide such an advantage in Commander and in Magic as a whole because of the uncounterability that they have. So you would have to stifle them or trick bind them in order for you to stop the effect from going off. So I put together the top 10 utility lands that I love to play and that I think provide such a advantage within Commander. So let's go through. Number 1, or number 10 I should say, is Dustbowl. There's a little bit of a criteria that I'm utilizing for this, is that the land doesn't have to produce mana. It just has to have an ability that actually utilizes some advantage within Commander. So the fact that a couple of these or all these will have some type of a mana ability is kind of a byproduct, not necessarily the main reason. So Dustbowl, the reason why I like it is it does add a colorless, but you could pay 3, tap it, sacrifice any land, so not just this land, but any land, and you could destroy a non-basic land. It's such a powerful card. I use it in a mono green deck that doesn't really utilize a lot of destruction, so it will provide and protect me from those lands that are crazy powerful. Then number 9 will actually be Strip Mine. The reason why I like this one a little bit more than Dustbowl is that I don't have to spend mana to do it. I am actually going to just kind of point out, just taps for mana, tap it, sacrifice Strip Mine to destroy any land. So I could destroy basics. Granted, in a Commander game, I will never do that unless that's literally the only option to win, to cut someone off of a color so that they can't cast that big spell I know about. Honorable mention will actually be as well with this is Wasteland. I actually put them in the same category because they fulfill the same purpose, is stopping my opponent from utilizing that Gaze Cradle for the 3rd time in a row, or utilizing those man lands to kill me or some variation thereof. So Wasteland's just an honorable mention. Strip Mine is the number 9 slot. Then Yawimaya Hollow. I actually love this card is because most people don't even know it exists, especially when they're trying to do a board wipe of some caliber. I actually played a game on Friday that this card was a sole purpose that I lasted as long as I did. It's a legendary land. You tap it for a colorless, or pay a green, tap it, and regenerate a creature. So you can actually use that to help your friends. You can use it to protect your commander. That's actually what I did with it. I used it to protect my commander from continuous board wipes or targeted spell removal. The next one will actually be Kor Haven. It taps for a colorless, pay 2. White and a colorless, tap it, prevent all combat damage that would be dealt by target attacking creature this turn. So the reason why I like this card significantly more than, let's say, Maze of Ith is because it's a one-sided prevention. So my guy could still kill yours, even though yours would have killed mine otherwise. Maze of Ith, I actually don't like it in the sense because it doesn't produce mana. It is kind of a contradiction when it comes to the mana production, the amount of cost it does. So there's a lot of ups and downs to it, but I like Kor Haven significantly more. It does restrict itself because it does have to be in a white deck, but I rarely play Maze of Ith anyway, so Kor Haven is just one of the few exceptions that I'll play regardless. Then we have Miren, the Moaning Well, which is taps for a colorless legendary land, pay 3, tap it, sacrifice a creature, gain life equal to the sacrificed creature's toughness. So it's a great way to gain some incremental advantage with life, and it will prevent an opponent from, let's say, stealing, mind controlling, or just flat out destroying a creature anyway. So you get some benefit off of it. A kind of a honorable mention will be High Market in this fact as well. That's actually one of the biggest reasons why Hard Market got reprinted is because of its power within Commander over the course of the last couple years. You tap it, add a colorless, or tap it, sacrifice a creature, gain 1 life. That's why I like Miren, is because you gain significantly more life overall. So Miren is the one that I stuck with on that. Then we got Vollrath Stronghold, which you could tap it for a colorless, or you could pay 2 mana, which is black and a colorless, tap it, put a creature from your graveyard on top of your library. I like this card because it allows you to consistently grab that troublesome creature that your opponent keeps on killing, or your commander, for that fact. Your commander costs 10 extra because of the tax. You could just store it in the graveyard, bounce it on top, and continue to use it and hurt your opponent. Then this one is actually kind of coupled with the next one, so it's kind of a dual part, but we'll go in this order. The Boseiju, who shelters all. It comes into play tapped, legendary land. You tap it, pay 2 life, add a colorless to your mana pool. If the mana is spent on an instant or sorcery, that spell cannot be countered, which is very powerful, especially when you're playing a deck like Mizzix, or you're playing just that last card that you need to, like Tooth and Nail as an example, some variations to allow you to continually deal damage to your opponent, and they can't stop you. Then the next one actually is in the same block as it. It's Hollow, the Bandit Lord. Comes into play tap, just like Boseiju. Legendary land. Tap it, pay 3 life, add 1 mana of any colored, 1 colorless to your mana pool. If the mana is spent on a creature, that creature has haste. So it kind of follows that same love that Boseiju does. If this condition is met, then you get some great value. It's actually used, Hall of the Bandit Lords, dominantly used with Kalia the Vast, because it does provide such a value that you can throw down Kalia and attack all in the same turn. Very fun. Love the card, and it's a pretty foil. Second on the list is Homeward Path. Came out of a commander set, which is crazy because it hasn't been reprinted since. So we don't have a foil version, which I would love a foil version. But you just tap it for a colorless, or you can tap it. Each player gains control of all creatures he or she owns. So it'll actually stop decks like Marchesa. It'll stop decks that use bribery, or it's stop any of those weird group hug decks that kind of distribute creatures as it sees fit. And this land can literally fit in any deck, so it's a great value to anyone who plays Commander. The last one's actually a series, so it's a little bit of a cop-out, but it's a Creeping Tar Pit. And the reason why Creeping Tar Pit, it actually will fit the entire theme of all the man lands, the multicolored ones and the monocolored ones. The reason why I felt that this was the best out of all of them is because with a land base in Commander, most people will forget that you have that creature that cannot be blocked, or flies, or tramples, or any of the other ones has hexproof. The reason why most people forget about it is because of the way that most players lay out their land base. So they'll put these and group them together with quite a few other lands, so you forget about them. So someone will Damnation, and they think that they're in the clear, when in reality, you just hit them for 3 unblockable, or 4 flying. There's a lot of value within these. Not only do they come into play tap, so it does slow you down just a bit, but it actually does fix colors. The multicolored ones, we have 1 of every color, so if you are playing a multicolored deck in any variation, you should be running all 3 of the variations. Or if you're running a 5-color deck, find the colors that are the most dominant in your deck and actually play that. So I have a 5-color dragon, blue and black, and red and black. are huge colors. So I will actually play this one, and I will play the Lava Claw Reaches. The land itself is very lackluster. The creature it provides is very lackluster. It's not a powerhouse at all, but it's a continuous creature. So that is actually what I consider my top 10 favorite lands that actually provide some uncounterable abilities that people have to deal with on a consistent basis. So please let me know. Obviously, I do want to clarify just a few things before I go. I understand Tabernacle. I understand Mishra's Factory, Mishra's Workshop. All of those are great cards. I just don't and cannot justify the cost for them for their ability. They are fantastic in every right, and I will trade for them any chance I can possibly get, but I will not go out and spend $1,000 to get a Tabernacle. That's just not me. That's not my style. So outside of that, if you know of any other ones that are fun that you like to play, that are provide value to you and any value, please comment, share, like. Thanks, guys.